Well, hi, Glenn. Yeah, we're giving this let's play thing a shot. No, I had some troubles with the controls. It's my first time playing this, and I kept hitting the wrong thing. And as you can see, everything's just kind of. I'm trying to get to start game. All right, we got to rename this guy because obviously his name is he's the main character. It's got to be Glenn. So then I have a little trouble trying to figure out how to accept it. I think I even touched the screen a couple times, and I don't even have a touch screen. Anyway, yeah, let's do this, Glenn. The game starts. I'm not going to read everything to you. You can read. I think, right, Glenn? So the game starts off with people shooting balloons into the air from guns, as you can see there, and it's a classic RPG, JRPG. You know, a lot of people consider this to be one of the definitive moments for classic JRPGs. It starts off with Glenn sleeping. I'm sure you just heard me breathe. I do that sometimes, Glenn. But anyway, you start off sleeping, and then you wake up, but you don't want to wake up because who the heck wants to wake up? I don't want to wake up. Do you want to wake up? Of course you don't. You don't want to wake up. But your mom says you gotta get out of bed, so you gotta get out of bed because you live with your mom. And when you live with your mom, you're under your mom's roof, and what mom says is what you do. You have a cat. Yeah, here I go poking through the settings because I'm trying to set things back to where it was when I wanted it the way it was. But it's not. See, I'm trying to get this to full. There, we got it to full. Help messages are on. I didn't mean to do that. But I managed to get this. I'm trying to just normal everything at this point. It's not how I would want to play it, but normal. Uh, there's not a hard mode, but then this is the first time I'm playing this, so you know. So yeah, we have Glenn here. He's going downstairs. He's gonna talk to his mom again, and she asks the name of his friend. Mom doesn't know the name of his friend, so we're gonna tell her. We're gonna tell her friend's name is Glenn. Girls can be Glenn. Why not? So we go ahead, and again, I struggle getting this thing to accept. It's something to do with swapping between a controller and a keyboard. I I don't know what it was. But this is made by Square, so it could be Gil. I can't remember. Anyway, it's been 1,000 years since these people did something to celebrate someone. And this person's going to tell us about some gossip. Yeah, that the queen's daughter, princess, is a tomboy. We don't use that word anymore. Anyway, there's this girl, and we try to talk to her, but then she falls down for some reason in a really weird way. And then this bell starts ringing. The girl says she lost her pendant, so let's go pick that up and then give it to her. He asks for it back. We say, yeah, you can have it. We're not going to sell it. She wants to tag along. Why not? There's nothing wrong with walking around town. We got to get her name. And her name, of course, is, her name is Glen. So, her name's Glen. Your friend's named Glen. You are named Glen. Now, Glen is meeting Glen. So we're going over here. Talk to this guy. He says his wife made him a lunch. What lunch? But we look in this bag and we eat his lunch. Because Glen is a pig. And we go up here. We talk to a robot. This game is from the 90s. A lot of people don't know this, but back in the 90s, we knew that we'd be talking to robots all the time. In the 90s, people weren't talking to robots all the time. But this game had us talking to a robot, and they knew that in the future, we'd be talking to robots. And now look at us in 2020, whatever year it is. And we're talking to robots all the time. I talked to a robot earlier today. His name was Glen. So there's a cat there. This guy wants to drink sodas with us. So we drink a bunch of sodas with this guy. Yeah. There we go. He gives us some silver points. We get 5 silver points. That kid wants a cat. The cat's over there. You can just grab it. So we talk to this person by the fountain, and they say something about wanting to see something. I don't know. You can read. And these guards are gone. Then this Glen following us wants candy. The game won't. I'm trying to leave because I'm trying to get off to see Glen's demonstration. The game won't let me leave. I realize that now. We have to stand here and wait. He says, thanks for waiting, even though she complained about her arm before. Something about us hauling our... I don't know. To me, it looked like Glen there just was standing there and we just walked away, but... Alright. Time to look at those settings again. See what happens if we change it to original graphics. Yeah, it's kind of blocky. So then we change it to the high resolution graphics. Yeah, it's kind of blocky. So we'll just leave it. We talked to Glen here, and Glen says she's been waiting for us. So we're gonna be the guinea pig and step on this teleporter pod. Now, I think the idea is that we go from one teleporter to the other teleporter, like in Star Trek. The parts where they go from teleporter room to teleporter room. Yeah, there we go. So, there's the first death in this RPG. Because, the whole matter is completely destroyed in the you're taken apart, so you're dead, and then you're reassembled somewhere else with other stuff. So you're a clone then, effectively, a fully grown clone with all of the memories and stuff intact. So you died and your clone moves on. This is why I'm not getting on a teleporter. I've never been on one, and I'm not gonna be on one. So then, yeah, anyway, this is a pretty good game, but there's not been a lot of game yet. It's that one battle with that robot we talked to. So then we get Glen goes up here, and Glen turns on the machine, and Glen's standing there, and then the pennant that we gave to Glen there starts glowing, and then there's electricity that sparks around, and then for some reason it causes Glen to spin around real fast, like in that song. And then Glen's dead, and then Glen goes into this circle, and then Glen's put back together. So this one, because it is it the same stuff? I don't know. If it's the same stuff, then neither one of those deaths is a death, right? So anyway, Glen's gone, and we don't really know Glen. Glen's just been kind of following us around. So we're just gonna go while Glen figures out what the heck happened, right? All right, Glen. So yeah, so Glen disappeared. Talking to Glen there, and then Glen's dad there's saying we gotta help. Oh no, that they won't let us leave. They won't let us abandon Glen. It's not really abandoning, but it could be just trying to look somewhere else. So what we gotta do is we gotta grab Glen's pendant, then pop on this teleporter, and then this time we hop on the teleporter, and we hold on to the pendant. Glen says that the pendant is the key. So this time we're holding on it, so hopefully the pendant comes with us if we go to the same place. Now, why would we end up going to the same place? I don't know. I don't know if they explain it or not. But I played this a few days ago, and now I'm talking over it, so I know what happens, but you don't know, Glen. So then Glen ends up in the circle where Glen went, and then Glen turns into these strings, and then dances a bit like this, and then it appears in this field. Yeah, it makes people spin. So now we have a battle against these goblins here. So we attack the goblin. I thought goblins were green. I don't know why they made them blue. Anyway, we're getting low on health. We're less than half health for sure. So then we get kicked in the groin. And now we're down to 18 health. So we do 17 health to that goblin. Now, there's a bird over there. So we're going to use a potion, but we don't have a potion. I know that this kind of game normally has a potion, but we don't have one. Probably should have stopped at the store with the money that our mother gave us. We'll remember that if we ever play this again. So Glen's just gonna attack these imps. You'll notice we're down to 9 health out of 70. Now, we desperately need to heal. We've got some gold. We learned something called Cyclone, but none of that matters if we don't heal up. So now we're going to use that potion that we just got. Super important. Now we'll be able to survive the rest of the area. So, just checking for other chests and whatnot. There's a chest there. I'm expecting something to attack us, but nothing did. And it gave us a power glove. We can sacrifice some speed for that power. Well, we need more power. Now, remember how Tim Allen used to bark? Yeah, he'd bark on TV. And now we can go to this guy's house, do a B&E, and then we can go to this inn. And then talk to this guy. It said it's Glen's father, isn't it? He's never seen us. So then we sleep in the hotel, and we recover all of our health. So then wake up, and there's this box next to the bed. We can't open it. A mysterious force seals it shut. Ooh. Anyway, I'm being silly. It's not so mysterious. I'll tell you later what it was that opens it up. You know. You should know that I've broken this playthrough into parts. I left before seeing all this text, so I came back in so that you can see all the text. Because you like words, and you like to read, and the way you read words. So now we're gonna go to the store to make sure that we have potions and stuff. And oh look, there's a new sword, so we should buy that sword and some armor. We're gonna buy. Yeah, see, I'm having trouble with the controls. I think I'm trying to get 5 of these things because they're 10 gold each. Now we have 600 gold. We want to get something that costs 650. This is the trick with these RPGs, you see, Glen. We can't buy it because we're 50 short. But we did buy the sword, so we're going to equip that sword. And then that we still have our old sword, which is made of wood. Not a great sword because it's made of wood. So then we sell the wooden sword. You wouldn't think it would be worth much, but it's worth enough that now we can buy the new armor. And then we equip the armor there. And yeah. Now we're ready to take on the world. We're probably supposed to go here, so let's go here. And we go in here. And there's the goblin. The green goblin. And then we're trying Cyclone. And apparently it hits a bunch of things, but we're trying to hit the middle guy with it. But we get all of them. Which is fun. Yeah, I've never played this before. Then, there's this blue thing glowing here. And, it says it's a strength capsule. It probably makes us stronger. Yeah, our strength goes up to 9 from 8. No, I didn't see that blue glowing thing there before, so next time we play, I'll have to go back. Now we have these rabbits here. I don't know why they turn to balls. So we're gonna get Cyclone with 2. I guess it doesn't hit all of them. And then because it doesn't hit all of them and we just have 1 left, we'll just get this one guy. There we go. Oh! I don't know what that guy is, but he dropped something called a shelter. I don't know what that does, but I'll just go. The bushes seem to have enemies, so let's not check the bushes. Now, there's a box. It's just like the other box, with a mysterious force that sealed it shut. I guess we need to find a hammer or something. I checked that bush there because the bushes have monsters. Yeah. So what's gonna happen here is the queen is gonna come in and claim that she knows us, but we've never met the queen before, and all that stuff. So yeah. Now she gets after the people because they're saying that they're not gonna do what she says, but she's a queen, so they have to do what she says. So Glen here goes up and talks to this guy. Apparently he's a chancellor and he walks away. And then the king says, "Thanks for finding my wife." Yeah, I don't know what we did. but she's missing some jewelry, but that's okay. As he doesn't really care about the jewelry. He did say go downstairs and we can sleep, but these go upstairs. And we're just gonna keep looking in these rooms. There's no one of those boxes. I don't bother with it. There's that guy, and he's just kind of standing in the corner. He jumps very high in the air, and he tells us to get lost, so we do. And then up here, there's this person. It says the Chancellor is a good guy. He prays every day, and that makes him a good guy. So then we open it up, and we got new armor. So we can equip that armor, and we've equipped that armor. And then we can I guess we can leave because there's nothing else here. And then we'll just go downstairs again. I think I saw a chest there that I didn't see before. I'm taking notes. I gotta look for that blue thing and then a chest. Now we'll just go up here because there's no down up here. We're supposed to go down, but there's no down. We got another potion, which is nice. We're gonna need that. Now we go upstairs. We talk to this guy. He says that the queen is waiting for us. And this person says that they expected us to be better looking. And then this one says that the queen looks younger since she disappeared. There's a chest here, so we got an ether. I don't know what that does, but we'll talk to the queen. The queen says that the other people need to go because she needs to talk to us, which I guess is nice. Nice of the queen there. So she says, "Come closer." Oh, we don't want to be doing anything untoward. Says everyone keeps calling her Lenny for some reason. I guess that's the queen's name. But this is our friend Glen. Oh yeah, they think that our friend Glen is the queen, but they keep calling her Lenny. I've never met a Lenny. Have you? No Lennys at all. Man, woman, child, dog. I've never met a Lenny. Oh, now the game turns green, and I thought that this was something wrong because of the settings, right? So I was just waiting to see if I could go through the settings, but it turns out that it's actually because she's exploding. Now, there's a good reason for this that I know because I played this already, and now I'm talking to you as we're both watching me play this. But because she just exploded, let's get out of there. We don't want people to say, "Hey, you blew up the queen." Anyway, Glen shows up, which is funny because we went into that circle thing. So Glen must have figured out where we were. Now, Glen's gonna say that the girl that we knew, which was Glen, is someone she recognizes, but also tells us that that the place where we are is the place where we were, but it's a long time ago. So now they're going to explain this to us. They're going to explain time travel and how that works. But I'm going to explain it a little bit easier. You remember that movie with Michael J. Fox? It had Christopher Lloyd. It was called Back to the Future. And basically what Glen here is saying is Glen has been back to the future. In that Glen went back in time. Someone kidnapped Glen's great grandma or something. And then because of that, Glen disappeared. But it took a little bit for it to catch up. Just like in Back to the Future, it takes a little bit for it to catch up. I remember how Marty was there and his hand was disappearing because his parents needed to kiss or something, but his mom didn't want to kiss his dad because she was... Yeah, that's another thing. So, Glen, they're now calling Glen Princess Nadia. Nadia. You know, Nadia backwards is Aiden. Aiden is one of the most popular names these days. I didn't know that. But apparently it is. Now I realize now that we can go off over here and look over here and maybe there's a downstairs. So we go downstairs here and it turns out that this is a dining hall and it's only for people in the knighthood. But then I think, well, wait, hold on. Why don't we eat anyway, even though we're not in the knighthood? And then we can sit down at this chair. There we go. And then they'll bring us food. And we have a salad, a stew, and a roast. So I go with the stew. I go with the stew. And then Glen eats some stew. There. And then you'll watch when Glen eats the stew, HP is restored. Now HP is our health points. And we check and our mana points, our MP, isn't restored. So I'm gonna eat the salad. And the salad, I'm guessing at this point, restores our MP. Yes, it does. And then there's a third one, which is a spice roast, and I guessed that if we pick the spice roast, that will do both. So that's your time save right there. They just blew something up in the kitchen. There's a spice roast. So now we eat that, and it restores both. And now that we've eaten our 3 meals, let's leave. So we've been downstairs to rest like the king said to do. And we leave. And then we can go back through the forest. And they mentioned something about their cathedral that you can see on the left there. I'm thinking at this point that's probably the cathedral that the Chancellor prays at. So they want us to go there next. So that's where we're going to go. And then we have to fight these birds, but we can only get 2 of them at once. But we're going to do it anyway. Now, our friend Glen here, turns out she's pretty strong. So she can attack. Look, she did 40 damage to that bird. And remember, we were doing like 18 not that long ago with a sword. So her gun that she uses is strong. I guess that makes sense when you think about it. Because guns basically shoot a mini sword ball. And then I realized that we can save, so we saved. Because we're about to go into a church. And what happens in a church? You save. Then they laugh at us there. This one says that we look delicious, which is weird for a nun. So then they say that there's something about weaknesses. I don't know. So then they tell us to pray. So there's an altar there, and there's one of those strength capsules. So we grab the strength capsule. Only it's a hairpin, which isn't as good as a strength capsule. Then they come along and they turn into I don't know. I guess they're on spring break or something. So then we try the cyclone because the cyclone's working so well before, and I just figure let's get the ones on the left. So we get the ones on the left with the cyclone. and it doesn't get them. Glen doesn't have any techniques there, but we're gonna get those ones on the left again. Glen hits now Glen hit with the gun instead of shooting, so I guess sometimes Glen deals the higher amount of damage by shooting the gun, and sometimes does the lower damage by using the gun as a baseball bat. Whatever. So we cyclone these two 3 times, and that gets rid of them. And then we attack that last one. And we shouldn't cyclone because there's only one, so we're just gonna attack. So then we just attack and attack. Now they're attacking, and there we go. We sent them home, and they're going back from spring break. And then along comes another one that hits Glen in the back of the head. And then there's this guy. He's a frog or something. So he says, it's good that we come to save the queen, but Glen's afraid of frogs. Yeah. So if Glen doesn't get over it, then Glen's gonna stop us from getting this frog. So Glen says that the frog isn't a bad frog or person or something. So then we decide to go with the frog. So then we have a friend frog. I wonder what happens if we choose not to go with the frog. We saved, so maybe we should do it. Now we gotta name the frog. I didn't pick a name. I'm gonna leave the name up to you guys. Okay? But anyway, I think that will build a trust between us. And so whatever you guys pick for the name, I'm gonna pick that. And I'll see you later, Glen. And especially Glen.